en este asunto tan importante. También voy a cambiar a inglés para que mejor entienda la prensa que está aquí, pero I feel very good following my organizer friend here, because we need to walk out of this meeting with some things that we're going to do. Here's the bottom line. You have 5 members of Congress in the state of Connecticut and 2 senators. All 7 of us, and I speak with confidence here, are in favor of the DREAM Act and in favor of comprehensive immigration reform with a path, an earned path to citizenship. So, that's good news and it's bad news. It's good news. I feel good about my colleagues and the arguments, as the senator said, whether you make the arguments on economic grounds or moral grounds or ethical grounds or basic human decency or historical grounds, the arguments are in our favor. But it is a problem for you because you don't need to persuade us. So that means, how do you move the ball forward? And let's not walk out of this room having applauded each other and feeling good about this, because now is the time. And I'm not just saying that rhetorically. Now is the time, because one of the big impediments to comprehensive immigration reform, I think, is eroding. And this is just plain politics. Immigration is not purely a partisan issue. Many Republicans, leaders like John McCain and George W. Bush, were actually good on this issue. But there has been a core in the Republican Party of people who have demagogued this issue and stood in the way of the answer that most of us know are the right answer. However, and this is why it is our moment, what happened in November sent a very powerful signal to the leadership of the Republican Party. 70% of Latino voters voting with the Democrats. The majority of Asian American immigrant voters voting with the Democrats. In my line of work, you listen pretty hard to what the voters are doing. And I know for a fact, because I talked to a colleague of mine in the House in the Republican Party, that they just went on their retreat to Williamsburg, Virginia, and heard from pollster after pollster of how urgent it is for them to be more engaged and more constructive on immigration reform. So now is our moment. I have 3 thoughts for you in terms of action. And I don't want to repeat what the senator said, because he made the case for why this is so important. But I'm sold. I voted for the DREAM Act, and I will vote for comprehensive immigration reform. But I want to leave you with 3 thoughts on what we all need to walk out of this room thinking. One is, we have to be united, not just with Latinos, but with Asian American immigrants, with African immigrants, and make the point that this is not just about the Latino community, this is about everyone. This is about the next generation of Americans, so we need to unite. Number 2, you need, as dreamers in particular, we've got a lot in this room, to be out there getting to know people. There is no better way to take somebody who thinks in terms of amnesty and those illegal immigrants who are taking our jobs, who are arguing from a position of prejudice and emotion. A young person like Danilo, who stands in front of somebody like that, will change their mind. So be out there in the community telling your story. I know it feels risky, but you will change minds and you will change hearts. And that's what we need in this moment. Lastly, and this circles back around to the challenge that we have, because at the federal level, I know we're going to hear from our state senator, you have strong allies on your side. You need to work in those communities adjacent to the state of Connecticut. It might be the state of Pennsylvania. It might be the state of New York, where there will be people who are hesitant to embrace an earned path to citizenship, for example. So you need to talk to your cousins and your friends. First of all, we need to know who those senators and members of Congress and representatives are. And you need to work with the community in geographies where people are hesitant, where they're on the fence on these issues, and apply pressure. 3 ideas on what we have to do, because now is our moment. And if we push and we unite and we do these things, we will look back a year or 2 from now and say, we got comprehensive immigration reform, fair and just comprehensive immigration reform, and feel good about that for all of the ethical and moral issues that the senator outlined. So thank you.